Dunk, dunk. Hey, we're back for the second half of this. Players, with all the creatures you have slain, as well as completing a little bit of a bonus for completing Kubazan's Shrine, and for finding the Chewinga, and also I gave you a small little bit for the Yellow Banner Company's old campground. Total, you each get 4,600 experience. So make sure you add that in. I looked it up. You guys need 23,000 to get to level 7. So I think you're a few thousand off.
Did you say 4,600?
4,600. I'll write it in chat just to make sure. EXP has been paid.
Just put us all at 21 now.
I'm at 21-1 according to mine.
Alright, so if everybody has marked that down, it is the dawn of a new day. I will roll the weather macro. It is raining. So as you guys move around, you will be wet.
But more importantly, I have all my spells back. So
correct. You have all your spells back, and if you used more than 3 hit dice, you only gain 3 back. So make sure you mark that down on where your hit dice is on your character sheet. Make sure you, as Lucian said, get all your spell slots back and anything else. So if you only use 3 hit die, you should have all your hit die back. If you used more than 3, you will be losing at least 1, 2, or 3 for the remainder of the day. Alright, so
I will recast my mage armor in the morning as we wake up and break camp.
Alright, I'll mark that in. Mage armor, so don't forget.
Hey Gordon, what do you need to resummon Chad?
Say again?
What all do you need to resummon Chad?
10 minutes. And a second level spell.
Oh, also, anybody who is a druid, cleric, or paladin, make sure you are allowed to change your spells if you so desire. You get to prepare your spells each day. And are you summoning your steed?
Yes, I've missed Chad.
Chad is back. Chad is huge. There we go.
If Chad was a dude, he'd have a Z28 and a pencil-thin mustache and a herringbone necklace.
There we go. It looks like you're riding him now. Alright, so with Chad being summoned and Mage Armor being cast, is anybody doing anything else?
What did we end up doing with that Yanti prisoner?
We said it got away.
Excellent.
Oh, and are you inspiring anybody this morning, Boone?
Yeah, that gets done every rest.
Alright, so everybody make sure that you have your temporary hit points marked appropriately. And with that, we start the dawn of a new day. So, where do you guys want to go? What do you want to do?
Well, you cleared out, what, 1/3 of the city now?
It depends on how you divide it, but you've cleared out the entire west line.
I guess we move on to the next rung.
Yeah?
Cross the steps there
Yeah.
and head north.
So you guys want to cross the steps? Bunk, bunk. Where are you going from there?
North.
North. So you want to check through these buildings at all?
Yeah, let's clear the north ones out first.
Does the party want me to scout ahead again?
We didn't give you the helmet telepathy for nothing.
I'll walk around with my eyes closed, thinking.
Get
Bouncing
him,
off
Xavier.
walls.
Do you have the spell for detect thoughts on your character sheet now, so you know exactly what it does, Boone?
I don't, but I will dig that up.
No worries.
The name in the helm is Cerebral.
Cerebral. Yeah, I like it. Alright, so it takes you a little while to get there. If you are, I guess, cutting through. Where's the rest of the party hanging out while he scopes out the areas? Just hanging out?
I'm trying
We
to
might as well
figure
all
out-
cross over the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just saunter along on Chad's back wherever they go.
Sounds good.
My God, there's like a whole page worth of spell description for detect thought.
It's a big one. Okay, so it takes you a few minutes to clear that whole area. But before you do, actually, you notice that... Hang on, wrong button. This area here, it has some interesting markings inside. Like you, I assume you're not necessarily going into any building unless you say so. But from the exterior, it looks intriguing.
Now, given that we think that they're probably all going to be animal motifs, I mean that's probably the easiest way to look around for possible.
Well, you see the animal motifs on this one that you see resembled pretty close to what you guys fought outside of the amphitheater yesterday.
The monkeys or the velociraptor things?
The monkeys.
Or the wasp.
Not the wasp.
All right, I tell you what, I'll cast detect thoughts and concentrate for it.
What is the range of detect thoughts?
It's 30 feet.
30 feet. Alright, so, and it lasts for like, what, a minute or a bit longer?
Yeah, up to a minute
Okay,
concentration.
cool. So, I believe the way the spell works, if anybody is within 30 feet, you will actually pick up their passive thoughts, like I guess their surface thoughts. So it's almost like a homing beacon. So I assume that you're over here. And other than, unless any of your companions are within 30 feet, I believe that you do not sense anything.
Okay. I'll wave everybody up, though, since I think it's safe.
As I come up, I'm thinking really intently about how weird my foot smells right now.
Okay, so if you guys are heading over there, I might just move y'all. Copy. Not that one. Paste. Paste, damn you.
I wish Chad could urge your rousing words earlier, Boone.
Well, don't worry, he'll get a round of them some point in time today, I'm sure.
Alright, so let me... I'll drag you guys over here. Now, I will ping you over to where it is. Can give the page a little while to load if it hasn't loaded yet.
It's there.
Excellent. Okay, so between these two, there's two small obelisks marking the front of this building, and you see carvings of monkeys hanging by their tails, decorate these two cracked obelisks that stand before what seems like a shrine enclosed by broken walls. Past the obelisks is a courtyard filled with horsetails and arum lilies. 5 archways open into darkness at the base of this ruin. Mounted above the central arch is a stone plaque bearing what you've now learnt is Older Muin script.
Can you read it?
Yes, Orvex goes, yes, and comparing his notes, he says, better to be Wongo's friend than his enemy.
What was that name again?
I will post it in the chat, but it was Wongo. And he says, he proceeds to say, yes, Wongo is one of the 9 gods, the 9 trickster gods. I believe he's represented by some evil-looking monkey creature.
And are those cobwebs hanging between that?
Yes, they do seem to be cobwebs.
What are these 3 things in front of me?
Right. What's that, sorry?
What are these?
They seem to be portcullises.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And
They're down or they're up?
if you can see through, if you can see no shadow blocking it or anything, then they are up. If you cannot, then they if you can see the shadows, then they are down.
I will sneak forward, I guess, and look.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as you pass between the two obelisks, you hear a cacophony of shrieking monkeys, and you're like, "Oh, jeez!" And then as you step further through, the shrieks seem to die out.
I'll turn around. Does anybody else hear those monkeys?
At this point, nobody else does.
Shoot him! He's got mad monkey fever!
Get him!
Be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just go back and forth, checking out each one of the doors.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so, yeah, whatever you can see as you look into it is what you can see.
Is there a
That's
way
awesome.
in where Chad is?
I'm sorry?
You can see because Chad's big old tokens there, but is there a way in not between the
Correct.
pillars? Do I still hear the monkeys when I go through?
Sorry, are you going through the area that Chad is on?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you don't hear anything at all. Like you're like, oh, Boone's gone crazy.
Well, I believe him. I examine the obelisks just to see if there's anything I can see.
Other than the symbolism of the monkeys, no, you don't see anything in particular.
All right. Well, I'll just keep looking at them while everybody else is searching.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really nice map setting, by the way. The fact that stuff disappears and stays gone.
Yeah, it's.
When I get vision on it, that's really.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I was torn between that and the form of Fog of War, where you can see like a dulled out version of what you saw before, and if there were any creatures there, then you wouldn't be able to see them, but you can still see the layout of the map. But that screws up some people's computer, and this is just the easiest way, I guess, in case people have bad setups. Okay, so what's everybody doing?
You said all the gates were open except for one?
I felt like that was true, but I might be wrong. It seems like they're all
Which
open.
one?
This one, I think, still has the portcullis down.
Oh, is that where those 3 dots are?
Yes.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, that one is closed.
I'm gonna walk up and take a look and see if I can see anything. Like, I'm basically trying to give a an eyeball inspection for traps and things up the main hallway towards whatever that giant's.
And as you move between the two obelisks, you also hear this screeching sound, which for you reminds you exactly of what you and Corridon heard when those two evil monkey creatures tried to do some psychic shriek attack on you before they ran off. It feels almost identical, except a harmless version.
Why do I feel like we're setting off an alarm?
It's possible. Who's to say? Alright, with a 7...
That is a terrible check.
With a 7, you don't see much of anything.
Looks clear to me.
Yeah.
What do you bring to a vengeful monkey god to make friends with?
So, I will say that
Really angry banana?
Olo and Vanguard would be able to make out a statue. That's what that star is to the north. You see a 10-foot tall stone statue of an evil-looking monkey balancing on its tail, but you can't see much more without getting any closer.
And do each of these gates go to that same chamber, or do these each go somewhere else? Do we know?
From what you can see just by looking in, they don't. Like, they seem to head towards there, but there seems to be some form of barrier, so you can't see from where you are.
Is that a gigantic set of cobwebs over four or five of the...
Yeah, but they do seem harmless from looking at it. Like, it doesn't... It just looks... I feel like it's artistically old, if you get what my meaning.
I think I'll take one of the spheres that I have on my staff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast the cantrip light on it, and
Sure.
I'm going to roll it down slowly, but kind of like a bocce ball, down to kind of this area.
Right.
Trying to get it to stop-ish right around that area. And then so we'll get some light in there.
Okay, and what is the area of your light? Or did you cast that?
20-foot radius of dim light. So it's bright light for 20, dim for 20, so 40 total.
Yeah, sure. And I'll just make that small. Boop. Can you get... are you able to make that out or not?
I mean, I had dark vision, so I could see it before, but just in case anybody else.
No worries.
And I also, did anything happen when I rolled the ball
no,
down the
nothing
hallway?
happened. Other than it lit up. So, what are you guys doing?
I'll start sneaking down the hallway, going towards the statue,
Alright, sneak away.
looking for traps.
Okie
After
dokie.
my last temple adventure, I'm staying back a little bit this time.
You always stay
fair.
back. What are you talking about?
Musharib will stay
Yeah.
back, but Orvex is intrigued and will come closer.
I had enough dancing on wooden platforms and shooting across the room.
But what a story.
I'm going to examine the open portcullises and see if there's a way to wedge them to make sure they stay open in case we... Well, I don't know, trigger some kind of trap that makes us stay inside buildings again.
Well, what would you like to do if you were to try to wedge something in?
I'm just trying to take a better look at them and see, like, are they on tracks? Are they held up by chains? Like, how are they held up?
You cannot see. They seem to be up into chambers above the doorway.
Okay. I don't think I have a climber's kit or anything like that.
So, Boone, as you go further
I
down...
do have a climber's kit. I'm going to pull some of the spikes out from the climber's kit and try and, like, wedge... Let's see, how many are in a climber's kit?
Alright, while you figure that out, Boone, you see a 10-foot tall stone statue of an evil-looking monkey balancing on its tail atop a stone dais in the middle of a 20-foot high chamber. The statue's limbs are splayed with hands and feet cupped. On the wall behind, a sculpture relief shows a monkey-like creature tearing into a giant serpent. You see some Odomuan inscriptions carved above and below the relief. 4 masks of... actually, you can't see that yet, but I assume you're going to walk further in.
Yeah, I just didn't want to throw my characters up there
No, fair enough.
without giving you a chance to
No, that's all good.
tell me I fell in whatever pit or whatever I'm going to drop into.
Well, if you are trying to get to the room, you get there unmolested.
Alright.
And
Okay,
as you're in there, you see 4 masks painted on... 4 masks of painted stone extrude from the walls, depicting the head of a lion, a bear... Oh, sorry, a boar, a zebra, and a vulture. Yeah, Olo, what were you doing?
So I have 10 spikes. So I'm gonna put 3 spikes into 2 of them, and 2 into the other. So the 2 closer to the center, I'm gonna put 3 spikes into the tracks,
Okay,
and then put 2 in the other ones that are open. I'm not gonna try and mess with the one that's already closed.
okay. So you say you got 10?
Yeah, I have 10 pythons.
So you're only
I think
using
are like little like metal climbing spikes.
So you're only using 8 of them?
No, I'm doing 3, 3, 2, 2.
Oh, okay. There doesn't seem to be any in the very center one.
Oh, there's not a gate there?
There is
Okay.
no portcullis.
Okay, then I will do
It's just on the
3, 3,
It's just on the
I'll do-
outside ones.
4, 3, 3, then.
Okay, no worries. We'll see how that holds out if anything is to happen. We'll,
Do I need to make any kind of check or anything on that? Or?
if anything, if it accounts for anything, I will. If you get my
Roger
drift.
that.
All right. Is anybody doing anything else as Boone and Vanguard head into the central area?
Dan, this is just player stuff. Did you guys finish this? Are you actually going to take part of the temple stuff? Should I even bother talking to Vanguard about it? Or are you just going to say,
Can't hear you, Lucian.
Vanguard doesn't know anything.
yeah. I'm going to walk back to the entrance and let everybody know what I've seen. But with 4 hands or 4 cupped limbs and then 4 animals, it seems like the clues are there. Maybe we have to put something in the hands.
If you do you mention to Orvex the Odomuan, or are you going to try and read it yourself?
Ooh, I'll try to read it myself.
Alright, considering your linguist capabilities and the fact that you have a Rosetta Stone of sorts from your thing, it is an insanely low DC, please. I'll give you advantage on a intelligence check. With that intelligence save, you definitely pass. You are able to read it. It said, Wongo's friend knows where to pour the water.
What does it say outside about his friend? Something like it's better to be Wango's friend?
Than his enemy. And we've got 4 essentially gated off other entrances here, so I think we should explore those before we get too far away from the temple.
So where you want?
Isn't it clear that they all lead into the same room?
It seems to you, Boone and Lucian, that each of the hallways seem to lead towards the 4 painted masks you saw.
Yeah, so should we go to the end of one of these hallways and see what's at the end of the hallway
Go for it.
leading into the...
Like they're coming in like behind the masks?
It looks like I'll let you know when you get to the end of one of the hallways. Whoever wants to go to have a look.
Okay, I'll go up there.
Which hallway are you picking?
Right. Your description said like there's a mask on this column here, so it's like.
Yeah. So as you go to the end of that hallway, that is the hallway of the boar, and you do see that you can see through slightly the eyes of the boar, and you also see some writing on the around above the mask. The writing on the boar mask says, "The vulture is lucky to be alive." I can put that in chat if you want.
Can you? What was the text in the room? Can you copy that in as well?
Yeah, sure. Where was that?
And that upper right one, I think, was the vulture.
That was in the room. Yeah, it went from anti-clockwise, left to right. It goes lion, boar, zebra, vulture.
Okay. I will make the run down each one of those hallways and check and see if there's other additional text behind.
So you're checking out the lion?
Yeah, assuming there are clues at the end of each hallway.
The lion says, "I ate one of the boar's friends." And again, you see that you see eyes seem to open up into the area. Looking at the zebra one, my only friend starved to death. Zebra.
And then the final clue?
You're not able to get into there as the
portcullis.
portcullis is down.
I can try and lift it. You can kind of like squirt under it, maybe.
Is it movable?
You can attempt to try and move it.
Let's go for a shot.
Alright, so who's trying to lift it?
I'm gonna give it a shot.
I'll get off of
Corey,
Chad and
give
give
me
him
a
a
hand.
hand.
You guys are going to do it together?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
easily lift it up. It lifts up, but it doesn't seem to click in or anything. No strength checks needed, although that crit is rather nice. Yeah, you are...
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, together, your combined strength is able to lift it, but it doesn't seem to click into place like the others have been clicked into. So either you're holding it there, or you release it and it comes down.
I'll duck under when they lift it up.
No worries. And then if you go around to what you assume is the vulture's spot, you find that it says, one of the others has no friends.
Do you come and share this with us?
Yeah, if I can get back out the gate.
And like I said, every time you look at each one, you do see that there seem to be eye holes into the chamber.
So let's gather up and perhaps put our minds to this riddle.
I'm thinking that the boar's starved to death.
One of them has no friends. The lion ate one of them. My only friend starved to death.
He couldn't. He could have eaten it after it starved to death.
Alright, so the only one we know is alive is the vulture.
Well,
The
which one
boar
of us
had-
Wongo is?
The boar had 2 friends. Okay, one of the animals that is not the zebra starved to death. That animal.
I'm thinking that animal is the boar.
I feel like I gotta write this down.
So, as a recap, Wongo's friends know where to pour the water. The lion said, I ate one of the boar's friends. The boar said, the vulture is lucky to be alive. The zebra said, my only friend starved to death. The vulture said, one of the others has no friends.
The boar has no friends. The boar has multiple friends. He's probably friends with the zebra, and then either vulture or wombo.
I guess I'm trying to figure out how knowing who the friend is or who got eaten helps us to solve the clue.
So the
it's-
lion-
his
the lion and the
friend
zebra?
knows where to pour the water.
Yeah, so maybe one of those. Do the hands of the statue each point at one of the masks?
No.
No.
Okay. Lion has no friends, so we rule out the lion. Boar, as far as we know, could be friends with anybody. So boar's got to be ruled in. Zebra's friends with the boar. So not zebra. Vulture. One of the others has no friends.
What do you think it means there? Talking to the fellow over here with the chin strap.
Orvex?
Yep.
Orvex says, perhaps it's a puzzle to see who is worthy. Maybe you have to figure out who Wongo's friend is.
Yeah, that was really helpful.
Or perhaps if we put our heads together, we can figure it out. For some reason, I'm
Hey!
speaking a bit Irish. Scottish. That was Mushrib talking just then.
Okay. So the only animal that we know is alive is the vulture. The clue is in the present tense. Friends know. We're not new. Maybe vulture? Or am I going way too deep on that?
Well, it seems sound. You asserted that the vulture is definitely alive because it states the vulture's lucky to be alive.
What is in the hallway?
You're looking at the zebra. You see what you can't translate to be Older Muin, and you see eye slits in the mask that seem to look into the room.
Does it look like the mask comes off of the wall?
Yeah, you're looking like you're looking like the inversion of a mask, so it looks like a face, and then on the other side they see the face of the zebra. So your side, it doesn't look that much like a zebra, but it looks like the inversion. Do you know what I mean? Like when you put on like a Halloween mask and you see the inside distorted view.
On the inside of the room, can the mask come off of the wall?
No, it's built into the stonework.
Okay, and then so the statue in the center is holding its hands out which way?
There seems to be 4 hands being held cup, so it's monkey, so its feet can cup hands, and they don't seem to be pointing in any particular direction.
If I look through the vulture's eye slots, is it looking at a particular place in the room? Is it looking at like one of the hands?
To get to the vulture, you'd have to lift up the portcullis, but if somebody helps you lift it up, it should be pretty easy for you.
I thought we already lifted it up. Oh, it came back down?
Yep.
Yeah, Gordon, give me a hand, bro.
Alright, I'll go over there and give him a...
Alright, so you lift it up, and then when you get through, it comes down behind you. If you go on over to the vulture mask and look through, you do see that there seems to be light shining on one of the cupped limbs.
When you say light shining, do you mean like
You see
through like a prism in the...
you see a ray of blue light falling onto the left hand of the statue. Excuse me, on the left hand of the statue.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way back around and go examine that hand.
Mm-hmm. And if you and Corridon lift it again, you're able to easily go open it up. Shunk, comes down again. You go and examine the hand. It looks identical to the rest. They all pretty much look the same, other than being attached to different limbs.
Do any of them seem like they have any erosion from
None.
water being poured on?
Nothing. They look identical. But you saw the blue ray that you saw when you looked through the eyes of the vulture is not present when you're out here.
I'm going to explain my theory to the crew and ask if I can borrow the never-ending pot of mayonnaise. Create some water.
Did you check the other masks to see if we could see anything through them?
I did not, because I have a one-track mind.
No other masks have been looked through.
I'd like to go look through the boar mask.
Mm-hmm. Looking through the boar mask, you see a ray of blue light shining on the left foot of the statue.
I see the blue light on the left foot. What do you think, Alien?
Should we each take a mask at the same time?
Yeah, we do it.
Mm-hmm. So where you going, Alien?
We've got what? Wongo, zebra, and lion left.
There's lion and zebra that you can look through.
I'll take lion.
Yeah, I'll move you to lion if you want. Boonk.
I'll go to the zebra.
Yeah, so you move there. So through the zebra mask, you see a ray of blue light shining on the right foot, and through the lion mask, you see a ray of blue light shining on the right hand.
I'll share that with the rest of the party.
Rest of the party, you have been shared to.
So each of these is just going to light up a different limb.
Seems like it.
Is the light representing the water?
It seems, looking at it, it seems like looking through the masks of these things, it's like they're pointing or saying this hand or this foot. And upon saying that to Orvex like, yes, the friend will tell you where to pour the water. Now, which one's the friend? Interesting.
What do you think, Ola?
I'm going for the vulture because everyone else is dead. Also, it was the only one that was shut, and that just seems kind of prohibitive. So I usually take that as a good sign.
I like your logic.
Sure.
It's not good logic, but it is consistent.
So, is everybody just still looking through the masks, or where are you guys moving to? What are you guys doing?
If everyone wants to back out, I can take the hit if I get this one wrong.
Up to you guys.
I'll back out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stay with you.
Mm-hmm. Vanguard?
Yeah, I'll back.
We used the sacred jug of blessed mayonnaise to create water and pour it on the hand.
But what about mayonnaise?
There's always tomorrow.
But mayonnaise. So are you pouring out salt water or fresh water?
Have we seen any salt water in this area?
Not anytime. No, not really.
Then I'm going fresh.
Fair enough. I was just curious because it can do both. Okay, so you start to pour water into the one that the vulture was indicating. Is that what you're implying?
Yes.
That would be the left hand, and its left hand would be round about where you are, so that's lovely. As you pour it in, once you pour about a pint of water in, you see a puzzle cube appear as if by magic on the statue's head. And as you see it appear, I'm just going to send you something. Whisper to...
Whispers are always a great sign, guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't
sign.
worry about it. You get that whisper. Let me know when you've read it.
Do I hear that, like, in my head?
You hear it in your head.
I'm going to very slowly answer as I walk towards the door, answering that his children are historically not that scary.
So, you're not grabbing the cube?
Oh, I'm definitely grabbing the cube, yeah.
So you are grabbing the cube right now, or...?
Yeah, grabbing the cube, and then in return to the question that he asked, I'm going to try and answer it as slowly as possible so I can get as close to the door as possible before giving him what I think is the answer he does not want to receive.
Alright, so as you take the puzzle cube, that answers it for him as you take the prize.
Oh, oopsies.
Okay, could I get Corridon, Boone, and Elian to please make a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, that is not... Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys.
Elian, you are fine. Corridon, you are fine. Boone is fine. All three of you are fine, so you have no idea what would have happened.
Yay!
Which is boring.
Optimal outcome.
Optimal outcome. Yeah, I think that's it. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look around very confused, waiting for some kind of divine wrath, and then just kind of stick it in there with the other puzzle. Would
you guys like to know what would have happened if failed saves, or leave it as mystery?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you failed your save, Elian, you would have been polymorphed into a lion.
Oh,
Boone,
man!
You would have been polymorphed into a zebra, and Corridon, you would have been polymorphed into a boar for 24 hours.
That could have been kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and if you didn't take the cube after enough time, then something else would have happened.
Oh, I thought I was going with like the verbal response. So I was saying I wasn't afraid of his children.
No, that's fair enough, but the response was purely action based. But that's fine. Whatever.
Gotcha. That's fair.
I didn't want to turn you guys into animals. Whatever. It's fine. I guess. Whatever. Let's go.
I mean, a lion's stat block is pretty decent.
Yeah,
honest.
I guess, but you know, he can't shoot any
I can
arrows.
ride a lion.
That's right.
Exactly.
Would you like
Chicken was gonna ride me.
That would have been fun, but whatever.
I would ride a zebra into combat. I don't give a shit.
And you know, bad stuff obviously would have happened if you poured it into the wrong hand. But you guessed correctly. The vulture is the one who is. There were two left alive. One was the lion, and one was the vulture. But the lion had no friends.
Oh, the lion was alive. Okay, cool. My entire logic was not accurate, but
It was
cool.
close.
Oh,
It was close.
I will take accidentally correct.
No, that's fine. Sounds great. I remember my party at home and me at the same time having a lot of trouble with this, so I'm happy going into that already knowing the solution very clear in my head before attempting that. So, yeah, you guys succeed.
And to answer your question, yes, I solved it for our group in the
That's
last
right,
game.
Lucius.
Because our group spent forever trying to figure it out, and they couldn't. And I was playing a Intelligence 8 character, so I wasn't helping. But they couldn't get it. So I was just like, I've got to do it. We're not ever going to get out of here if I don't help them.
The vulture! Alright, guys. So, you have your second puzzle cube. And I will write Wongo above here in case that ever comes up again. And, yeah. Also, if you didn't accept the prize, those portcullises would have come down as well. So that would have been fun.
Who has the first puzzle cube?
Good question.
I do. It's me. I didn't leave it in the cave. Honest, I didn't.
No, I didn't like that font. That font's better. Yeah. 56 is good. Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
Start heading south, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't want to clear the rest of the way north first, or?
Yeah, I do, actually. Let's go north.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
we should
building
make sure
right
everything
down.
behind us is.
Alright, so you guys climb, or at least Boone, if anybody else is coming, I'm unaware, gets all the way to the top, and you don't see anything interesting on these buildings, but as you get to the very top, you do see a, one sec, you do see a large obelisk. And, one moment, please, sorry. What you make out is a, near the base of the cliffs, you see a 15-foot tall obelisk of cracked stone draped in vines and black moss. Behind it, you see a dark passageway obscured by withered creepers. And you see a second, smaller tunnel burrowing into the cliff to the east.
Well, that seems very welcoming.
You calling everyone over?
We can bring everybody up, but it's not really part of our mission for being here.
All right. So when Orvex comes over and he has a look, he's like, "Ah, this I believe this is the entrance to the Two of the Nine Gods."
Is there any writing?
If you are you like you guys going closer and inspecting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do see some writing. You see some writing on the obelisk, which I will share with you guys. It says, "Fear the night when the Forsaken One seizes death's mantle, and the seas dry up, and the dead rise, and I, Acererak the Eternal, reap the world of the living. Those who dare enter take heed. The enemies oppose. One stands between them. In the darkness it hides. Don the mask or be seen. Speak no truth to the doomed child. The keys turn on the inside only." Did you guys get that handout?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's that.
Describe the second cave entrance again.
There seems to be a cave entrance to the right. And if you guys, I'll let you know what you see if you want to head in that direction.
Is it at the base of the cliffs? Is it up midway? Is it at the top? Where is it actually located?
1 second. So directly north of the obelisk seems to be a what's it called? Seems to be a cave entrance going into the cliff, and directly to the right is also a smaller cave entrance going into the cliff. So it's like it curves on a bend, and at the northernmost point of the bend is the big cave going in, and on the right wall of the bend there's a smaller cave going in.
Am I the only one who finds it odd that we've got an entire city full of temples, and this is how they have a temple to the 9 gods just stuck into a wall in a rough-hewn cave entrance? Does that make any sense to anybody?
Yeah, it seems pretty weird.
Are you checking out either of the caves?
I'll go peek into the smaller one.
Alright, so looking into the smaller one, you see an alcove that runs the length of a narrow... alcoves, sorry. There are many alcoves running the length of a narrow tunnel, each one featuring a statue standing or squatting above a basin of oil. And as you walk down, you see different creatures. At first you see, to your right, the very first alcove, their oil is lit up, and you see the depiction of Wongo. Opposite it, you see the depiction of a snake, and that is not lit up. And further down, you also see on the left, on the third alcove down, you see it lit up as well. And as you go down there, you see a depiction of Kubazan, the froghemoth. And in all, as you look through it, you see representations of what appears to be 8 of these gods. You make out a snake, a weird monkey-looking thing, what looks like a rabbit with a horn, a weird-looking, I don't know, the best way to describe it would most likely be a Ewok. You see what looks like a crane, what looks like, as you're very familiar with, a froghemoth, what looks like a small little frog person, and what looks like a lion, a tiger with snakes coming off it like a Medusa. And underneath each one is a little pool of oil, and only the froghemoth, or only the Wongo one and the Kubazan one is lit aflame.
We've got more work to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for backing away very slowly.
And is anybody checking out the bigger entrance?
Yeah, I'll go over there and look at
And
that.
when you have a look at that, you see what best could be described as an asterisk. A plus and a cross over the top of each other, and there seems to be inch hole, like cube-like shapes, an inch across, an inch up, in a 8 pattern. And it doesn't take much to realize, hey, it seems like a puzzle cube would fit nicely in here.
Okay. I'll let everybody know.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's odd that this is way out in the middle of nowhere compared to this.
Well, perhaps this predates the city.
Hey,
Like some very powerful cave or locus of magic in the city was kind of grown around it.
So you guys doing anything else here?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you guys heading back south?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so if you're heading back south, I assume you're not really checking anything because you've already done a at least passive pass through of these buildings. And the sun's not yet at its fullest extent in the sky, but it's getting there. Anyway.
I'm just going to ride the majestic Chad through the streets of this city.
Alright, so you guys continuing south?
Yeah, I'm following about
Yeah.
30 feet behind Boone, just kind of within oh shit distance.
Alright, within oh shit distance. Unless you're wanting to check out any of these buildings in particular, I assume you're just passing through.
I
Just
think we
looking
know
for
what we're
like
looking for.
animal, looking for animal statues or
Is that pretty much
I'm
what you were
also
saying?
trying to keep an eye out for
Yeah.
Yep. Looking
We
for
can keep an
motifs.
eye
also
out
trying to
for
keep
all.
an eye out for signs of the Red Wizard camps.
Yeah, no worries.
The other bands that have gone missing.
Yep. So, you're continuing down. Nothing much happening. Again, unless you want to explore further, you keep making it further down. You see that water has come on in and eroded and collapsed a lot of the area around here. As you can see, what remains of some of the buildings that used to be present before the river flooded the area. And as you proceed to go down, I guess I need to check on something real quick.
Is one of the buildings in the water going to be one of the temples? We're going to need some water breathing.
Who knows? All right.
I've got it if we need it.
So you guys are continuing down. At this point, Boone, you do see what looks like those two obelisk things again, which seems to have preceded a lot of the shrine, or both of the shrines you've been to so far.
On land?
Yeah, right here.
Alright.
As you go across, you see cracked monoliths flank the entrance of this ruin. Saw-edged ferns grow in the courtyard between broken flagstones, and you see a pair of stone doors blocking entry to a large, flat-roofed ruin. You guys heading on over?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride up to it and take a look.
Yep. I'll just look around until everyone catches up.
Mm-hmm.
Get within at least 20, 30 feet of the walls. Though, can we tell where the front is?
Yeah.
The south part?
Yeah, you'd be entering in from the south. And this seems to be one of the few that has its walls primarily intact, which is surprising because everywhere else has had broken walls.
Have they been repaired? Footsteps or any? Or,
No, not
tracks?
repaired, just this one seems to be chill. Like, no one's... Maybe it's because of where it's located, it's right near a wall, so I don't know. But I'm guessing more saying that the other one seemed to have lots of them and this one only has one small one. I'll move you guys over to it as you guys enter the area of this seeming shrine. My computer seems to have a weird hissy fit whenever I copy and paste all your models as I'm moving them from one shrine to another, because I'm not sure if you've realized, but this map page that I keep moving you to has the all the shrines on it, but they're isolated. Alright, so yeah, you see if everybody's map has changed over, you see the entrance to this shrine.
It looks suspiciously like the Frogzilla place.
Frogzilla, nice.
It really does.
Any features on these obelisks? Any writing?
No, but from this distance you'll easily see the shrine doors. Their sculpted reliefs decorate the doors of this shrine. The carvings show a horned rabbit charging at a small, feral-looking bear with sharp claws, and You are able to make out the telltale signs of Old Omuin above the doors.
Can I read it?
Yes, you can. Roll another one of those checks if you want to try and beat Orvex to reading it. Just an intelligence check. Yep, you get there. You're able to see that it says, Aijin teaches us to take the path least expected.
Huh.
Relay that to everybody.
Mm-hmm. And Orvex is like, yes, that is indeed what it says. You guys
And this
have no
guy's a
idea?
jackalope?
I'm sorry?
This guy's a
Yeah.
jackalope?
Jackalope. I guess, yeah. Although,
Cool.
Orvex
Cool,
will say,
cool.
I believe it's called an Almirage. Almirage?
Sounds made up. Jackalope.
Yeah.
Jackalope sounds legit, yeah. You guys walking on in? Or are you too scared to go between the obelisks?
I'll step in.
You step in, and as you do, nothing happens.
Dun dun dun.
But you do see, as you get closer, you do see a little, Almirage just along the edge there. I'll show you a little handout, because this guy's cute.
Aw.
He's so cute. Don't you
I
just
want
want
one.
one?
It is a jackalope.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's called an Almirage. Come on.
It's got a unicorn horn instead of antlers.
Yeah.
It's high
So,
class.
as you see it quickly runs a little bit north and dives into a previously burrowed hole. But wasn't it a cutie?
I totally want one now for a pet.
Well, if somebody was to find familiar,
Familiar. Yeah.
yeah, an Almirage is an acceptable choice for that spell in the Tomb of Annihilation campaign. Just saying.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
No worries.
Nice.
So you heading to the door?
That is not the path least expected.
Hmm?
So no.
Or is it one of those things where they expect you to think that the door is the least expected? So the real least expected is to go through the door, but then they expect you to expect that it is the least expected, and yeah.
I'm gonna walk around.
All right, you walk around and you see stone walls.
Is the surrounding wildlife quiet again?
It's not like back at the amphitheater. You do hear the chirping of birds. Every now and then, maybe the random sound of a creature somewhere in Omu eating or getting eaten. But it seems particularly quiet around here. Again, not as silent as the amphitheater, but, seems safe-ish.
How big was that critter?
It would be classed as a small creature.
Small.
I think it's a little bit bigger than your everyday rabbit, but not by much.
And so the hole it went down is like a small rabbit hole, not
Yeah.
a cave entrance or anything like that.
Nope. There's no way that anyone would be able to fit.
Oh, yeah?
If you want
Challenge
to
accepted.
If you want to reduce someone, they can attempt to try and chase down the Almirage if you wish.
I so want to go down the rabbit hole.
Korodaf.
Come on.
Up to you guys.
All right, I'll check the door.
All right, it is a door.
Locked.
The door is not locked.
I will open the door.
All right, you open the door, and as you do, dynamic lighting. Get rid of that door. Boom, the door opens, and in front of you, you see what looks like that. A 10-foot wide hallway strikes off into the gloom. Carved tiles depict various beasts Carved tiles depicting various beasts decorate the hallway floor.
Corridon's a bit of a loss with all these.
Would you like me to move you guys over to the floor puzzle map?
Is there a floor puzzle map? That's cool.
I'll put your tokens on there. 1 second. Alien.
So if the hint is take the route less taken,
Boom.
does that mean definitely don't walk on the jackalope faces?
Well, the third row doesn't have a jackalope face at all.
So if anybody wants to attempt to cross, you can either move your model there or you can draw the path that you take. Your call. Or you can just go, fuck that, and guess we'll walk away.
What's this thing?
What is what thing? Okay. Looking at it, the beasts depicted on the tiles seem to be almirage, dragonfly, eagle, giraffe, monkey, tiger, warthog, zebra in alphabetical order.
And each one's got at least one of the jackalopes on it.
Then the only Omuan inscription said,
Take the path least expected.
I don't know, dude. The tunnel, the rabbit tunnel outside sounds really unexpected to me.
Yeah, I think you're right.
yeah, I think that's a red herring.
Up to you guys.
It's not a red herring. The animals are actually on the floor here.
I think the other option is we cast Reduce on Cord and I chuck him like a baseball again.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that.
Can we send Chad across?
He won't even dignify that with a response.
But he comes
there
back
anything-
after like 10 minutes, so it's like it's not.
Is there anything on the ceiling or on the walls that would let us climb up and not touch the floor?
The walls and ceiling, guess with a cursory look, you would have to have something like spider climb or whatever to be able to stick to those or climb on those.
Did we get any cool charms like that? I got that heroism charm. Did anyone else get an ability early on?
Don't believe there are any spider climbing ones or wall sticky ones. Hey, if somebody got polymorphed into a spider in the last one, no, you would have been set. Or if you had a...
Can our druid shapeshift into a spider?
I cannot.
You can't?
I can't shapeshift.
You can't shapeshift at all.
I gave it up to turn into a mushroom man.
I thought that was a choice. I easily could
I
be
thought
wrong.
I just couldn't do it. Let me double check, because this only turn into Shroom Hole.
But yeah, that's what you see in front of you if anybody wants to give it a go.
If we examine that first row of tiles,
Mhm.
can we get any indication of what is clearly an Indiana Jones style trap?
Yeah. You wanna look at the tiles? Yeah, give me a perception check if you wanna look at it.
Opinion, I just threw it up in chat. I was reading that as I no longer had the ability to do wild shape. Does that read to everyone else like I can just choose
I
to
would
spend a wild shape usage?
Yeah, I would say that you have 2 wild shapes, and it's saying that you can spend the use of a wild shape to do this instead.
Alright.
That's
Well, then I guess that raises some possibilities.
Boone, with that, you are able to see that it looks like each of the tiles, your best guess would be a pressure plate. And that it seems like if someone was to step on it, it will depress.
Can I take a 5-foot cube of dirt and drop it on using mold earth
Mm-hmm.
and drop it on the Almirage 5-foot square, the first one?
You can certainly do that.
So I just make a mound of dirt on top of it, approximately the weight of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything happen?
You do that, and it depresses. You see let me double check one thing. Sorry. You see the plate depress, and that's it. So you do see the plate depress, and you would hear a very quiet as it goes in. And that's it, as you place that dirt on that area.
I could turn into a scorpion or a spider. But then you are sending possibly your dumbest person inside to try and figure this out.
So, I'll do this to mark the dirt that Vanguard has put in. Boonk.
I mean, it's a cantrip. This seems cheesy, but can I just then move the same set of dirt 1 square over to the right onto the board?
Onto what?
Is it a boar?
Like right there? Oh, okay. Yep. And the Almirage one clicks up, and that one clicks down, and nothing happens.
So it's got to be a sequence of some sort as you're going across.
Yeah.
Just to gather information, and then I'll stop doing it. I'll do it to the giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait to see what happens, and then
Click.
I'll do the zebra.
Again. Click.
And then I'll just move it all out behind us just as a test.
So you're getting
No traps
you're getting rid of the
at
dirt?
that point. Yeah, and then get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like weird ultra-violent Sudoku somehow.
Well, or I don't want to overthink it.
So, wait, are we going long ways up this, or are we going short ways?
You guys are at the door entry, and the other end of the arrow is past the hallway. So where you currently stand is where you'd be standing. Pretty much.
And those are 5-foot squares?
Technically, they're smaller than 5-foot squares. Like 4 of them fit in a 5-foot square.
All right.
But yeah.
I'm going to very gingerly reach my foot out and, without putting all of my weight in, just kind of press my foot down on the first of the jackalope.
So, like that. Like on that one. And as you put even just enough, like your leg's weight on it, it depresses in and you see a sparkling of light as... I'll have you roll 2d10, please, Olo.
Oh.
Don't go near the light.
9. You would have gained 9 temporary hit points, but I assume you'd rather keep your previous 11.
Yes. Do I know that happened, or do I just know there was a pretty light and then
I would feel like
didn't die?
I would feel like you felt some form of rejuvenation of some variety. You would definitely know that it was a positive thing that was trying to occur to you.
And turn around like, huh?
You could hop from jackalope to jackalope all the way across.
Aye, you're good.
I don't know how far I can jump.
All right, I've got the least amount of armor on.
You both can't occupy the same cube. So are you stepping up there?
Yep.
So are you staying where you are, Olo?
I'm assuming Olo wasn't in the space.
Yeah, I was just kind of pressing my foot and then stepping back.
Okay, so if you're stepping back, when you stepped there, nothing happened. And then when you lithely moved over to there, roll 2d10, please. You gained 13 temporary hit points if you want to override your 11.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, and as you step there, I will say 2 darts fire at you.
And take away your hit points?
Yeah, probably. Okay, so I rolled a 5 and a 9. What is your AC, Boone? Is it 13?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. What was your AC? Is it 13?
Yeah.
Alright, so 1 dart barely misses you. The second dart hits you. And could I get a Constitution saving throw, please? As you take 3 piercing damage. And you take 8 poison damage. And while that's happening, Lucian and Olo, you each get a dart as well. So that one's for Lucian. Sorry, Vanguard. So a 17 hits you, Vanguard?
I'll shield it.
Mm-hmm. And I believe a 16 misses you, Olo.
That is correct.
Okay. And that's what happened when you stood on the Almirage. You saw... only 4 of them. I think I did 6 then. Whatever.
Okay. So the jackalopes heal. Or at least... Yeah, so far. Or maybe every tile heals, we don't know. The jackalopes heal. And either the second row triggers darts, or stepping on the same creature twice?
On the bright side, you didn't lose more hit points than you gained, so that's something.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out of the doorway.
You're stepping out of the vicinity? No worries.
I'm gonna practice a little bit of discretion along with Vanguard.
Yep. So I assume that both of you have stepped far enough away from the doorway.
You got it, Boone!
Is there a trick I'm missing? Nothing?
You, Vanguard?
Holding the shield in front of my face, I'm going to step back onto the jackalope I was on, and then step onto the giraffe directly in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Nothing happens. You go shunk, and then shunk.
Alright, I'm going to keep carefully stepping 1 square right in front, because there's no replication, right? Yeah, I'm going to try and just go straight up that left side, making sure I don't step on the same animal again.
You get all the way to the end.
Okay, and to test my theory, I'm going to step back to that nearest jackalope, and thinking that's going to trigger some darts.
As you step on that, you are fine. It doesn't trigger any darts, but you do get 2d10 temporary hit points if you would want to see if you get over.
I don't know how the fuck this thing works.
But yeah,
just get the cube, Olo. You're already past it.
Yep.
I got 13 times.
You now have 2 more extra temporary hit points. So what are you doing, Boone? You just standing there?
I'll jump over the first row and just get back to.
Dunk.
I'm turning around, I'm like, well, what do I do now?
Grab the cube.
What do you see?
So I guess we'll go back to the shrine if nobody else is wanting to cross. And back at the shrine, once it loads.
Throw me the whip.
I hate snake.
It's like, Dr. Olo, it sounds like fortune cookies I'm stepping on.
All right, so I'll just excuse me. I'll just chuck you over there, Olo.
Yeah, y'all do not want me being your dungeon explorer.
And you are in. At this point, you're in darkness.
Worked pretty well.
Oh, shit. Do you just tell me to come across?
Do you not have... I can cost light.
I'm going to suggest that y'all try walking up that same path that I did.
Alright, I'll run up the path that he did.
And you make it.
This definitely seems like a trap now.
Yeah, it does.
So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look. Well, I'm gonna cast light on Olo.
All right, Olo, you can see.
I'm glowing, guys.
And then I'll look around the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can walk through as you see fit. And I'll let you know if anything is to happen.
Yeah, this does feel like a total trap.
Yeah, there's no way we're getting out of here, not horribly dead.
Well, come on, you guys got some temporary hit points. You'll be fine.
Can we jam the doors open? Do the doors look like they might close on their own?
You guys can just hold the door open if you want.
They swing in or they swing out?
They swung out.
That's a maze. That's awesome.
Gotta love mazes.
It's funny because I'm looking at you guys from the top view, and I'm like, it's like watching those mice.
Did we go completely separate directions?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Great.
Definitely gonna trigger the.
We're covering more ground faster.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about splitting the party? Always a good idea.
Yeah, always a good idea. Always. 100%.
This looks like a wall or something I've run into, or a door.
You both seem like you're looking at a door.
Great. Great.
I'll try to open it.
All right, you.
Yeah, I'm trying to shift it.
You are able to open it.
Is it locked? Is there like a
Nope.
ominous clicking sound?
Nope, the doors are not locked and they don't seem trapped. And as you guys open it, you can wave at each other. Hey!
Hi, Tech.
How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
And this must be riveting for the other players.
Cube.
You do see a cube. A shaft of natural light spills from a tiny square hole in the ceiling onto a carved stone pedestal. An ornate stone cube rests on its surface.
Oh my god, could we have gone up to the ceiling and dropped down?
No.
That would have been the path of
That would
least.
have been cool.
Alright.
Maybe someone might have been able to do something, but yeah.
So, would it make sense to do a closer examination of the pedestal?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
looking at it, you see a pedestal with a cube on it.
Alright, I'll grab the
falls
cube.
asleep.
He had a big weekend. I'll grab the cube.
Yep, you grab the cube, and as you do, nothing happens. Ooh.
He failed his charisma check, so he got sleeped.
Yeah, nothing happens. You grab the cube. You got your third one.
Okay.
Alright.
Let's follow the same route we took out.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
You're gonna follow him? Go for it.
I'm gonna go back out the same route I came in. I'm just gonna look around and be like, does anyone else think that was really, like...
As the whole ceiling collapses on top of you.
I'm hoping all the shrines are that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem right.
Yeah, you're out. You got the third cube.
Alright.
I feel like there was a series of traps there that we missed entirely by accident.
Perhaps.
Like, there's no way that entire puzzle, that entire thing was, well, walk in a straight line and you'll be fine.
What we'll end our session here, but what's interesting is the what's it called? The module for Tomb of Annihilation gives you two background possibilities: anthropologist and archaeologist. And one of the suggested flaws for an archaeologist is, if given a choice between two possibilities, I'll always pick the left. And so if an archaeologist who had that flaw went into this shrine, well, I'll pick the left and take the left path. And it's almost like it was designed for that background flaw. I guess I found that nifty.
Cool.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, well, with that, we'll call that an end, because I believe we're getting close to our time up marker. As I'll mark Aijin there and chuck it onto the map layer, so it doesn't affect anything. All right,
I
guys.
thought for sure we were fighting that monkey.
You could have, but someone decided to grab the cube and let people make saves, so it's all good. Alright, with that will end, I think, the 5th, or was it 6th? I don't know, whatever episode of our little smash at Tomb of Annihilation. Thank you, Brian, Logan, Sasha, Cedric, and Lucian for joining us today. I had fun, even though there was minimal combat. I still had fun watching you guys stress out at puzzles and stuff.
Puzzles were good.
Yeah, puzzles are always fun.
And we had a lot of combat in last fight.
Well, the last
game.
The last day of... you guys have had quite a bit of combat. Thanks a bunch, everybody, for playing. Hopefully you guys will level up to level 7 soon and get some cool abilities. Is there anything anybody wants to say or do or anything?
Thanks for running.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
It's late. It's time to go to bed.
I got to get me a Jackalope familiar.
And before you guys
There you go.
my friend bought a dice catapult to launch dice at me when he's angry. So whenever I say
Nice.
anything that's he considers too high on the douchebaggery meter, as I'm DMing him, he goes, oh yeah, really? Take this D4. Boosh. So I thought that was nifty. He's left it here for future games.
That's awesome.
Cool, guys. Well, thank you for
Alright.
turning up. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. And you can catch Lucian tomorrow at Damn It Barry.
Yep, Damn It Barry's channel, and then Saturday mornings, the Saturday morning D&D show
Which is Sunday
on my channel.
Which is Sunday at 2 or 3 a.m. for me. So I
Australian, one of the
nearly always
Australian
missed it.
times.
Nearly
Yeah.
always miss it. All right, guys. Thanks a bunch. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Thanks.
Hey, guys.